Good morning. On behalf of the entire Lockheed Martin team, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us, and thank you, Mike Fox, to you and the Lockheed employees for hosting us here today. I'd like to thank Dr. Navarro, Governor McMaster, Senator Graham, Lieutenant Governor Yvette, and distinguished members of the South Carolina Congressional Delegation for joining us here today. Each of you have been instrumental in strengthening our manufacturing and defense industrial base here in South Carolina, and also to empower our allies and grow our workforce here in Greenville. Most importantly, though, to keep America and global security. Most of us are familiar with the history of the legendary F-16 Fighting Falcon. 4,588 aircraft have been produced for 28 countries, and 3,000 of those are still operational today. As remarkable as that is, it's even more exciting that we're here today to celebrate the future of the F-16. And that future is right here in Greenville. We will soon begin building the F-16 here for the Royal Irani Air Force, and that will be followed by customers around the world. We're continuing to see growth in that with Bulgaria, Slovakia, and we've also recently been selected in Morocco. That's not only for new aircraft, but again, we see a bright future as we continue to look at global security and the growth of the F-16 around the world. So I know the Greenville team here is excited about these growth opportunities, and I couldn't be prouder of a team that has delivered and performed consistently for our partners and our government. Our entire team demonstrates every day that they believe in the purpose and the capabilities of the F-16. We understand that this aircraft remains a critical tool for military cooperation with many of our allies. And as we know, it has helped maintain peace and stability in some of the most difficult regions of the world. I still marvel at what this aircraft has done, but even more so what it will do in the future to protect the United States Armed Forces as well as the men and women in uniform from trusted allies. We truly appreciate the confidence our customer has to deliver this world-class aircraft, and we look forward to continuing that tradition and, in fact, create a new tradition here in Greenville. Thank you again for being here, and thank you again as we celebrate the future of the legendary F-16.
Please welcome to the stage South Carolina Governor, the Honorable Henry McMaster.
Well, thank you. You know, I can't see a thing out there. Y'all out there? Let me ask, is everybody happy? Isn't this a great day? And I'll say to Dr. Peter Navarro, one of our heroes and a visitor here today, it's always like this in South Carolina. This is the way we are. I want to thank you for your presence and thank you for our President Trump and his administration understanding the need for strength in this country, to strengthen our state, the strength of our military. If we will be safe and secure, we have got to do exactly what we're doing here today, and we appreciate that leadership very much. A couple of points here. Today, 400 aerospace companies operate in South Carolina, employing over 22,000 people. Last year, we exported approximately $7.9 billion in aircraft, ranking us 5th in the nation in the export sales of aircraft, spacecraft, and related parts. Now, thanks to our partnership with Lockheed Martin, South Carolina is the new home of the F-16 production line. We're proud of this, but for the people that I really can't see back there because of these lights, let me say this too. You don't hear this very often. As governor and lieutenant governor before that, I've had the opportunity to speak to a lot of people about coming to South Carolina and the state of the country and what they think is important for our future. And those that are coming to South Carolina from all over the world, some speak in languages, we need interpreters to hear what they're saying, but they say the same thing in many different languages. They come here because it's a beautiful state. Nature has been good to us. We have a beautiful place. They like the magnificent research universities. They are especially pleased with the wonderful technical college system that we have, which is the best in the United States. And it goes on, but ladies and gentlemen, they always say, that the reason that they come to South Carolina is because of the people, the people, the people. And they're talking about the people that are sitting here in this room. That is what is making South Carolina strong. It is you, it is your determination to work, to learn, to live your dreams in the future, and to work in a place like this great company that is the key to the South Carolina's future prosperity. So on behalf of approximately 5 million happy South Carolinians, I want to thank you, the men and women of Lockheed Martin, for making all of this possible. This is a great day for South Carolina. And as we say, this is just the beginning. We're launching, and we're going right straight to the top with your assistance and help. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage United States Senator Lindsey Graham.
Thank you. Air power. 33 years in the Air Force. I wasn't a pilot. I put a few pilots in jail as a lawyer, but and kept a few out. This is a big day, Henry, Governor. We make the 787, now we make the F-16. And the reason this is a big day is because our workforce is being recognized around the world as one of the best in the world. So Lockheed Martin, thank you for trusting the people in Greenville, South Carolina to build these jets. It's a very wise decision. Everywhere I go, Henry, I need an interpreter except here. So I tell you who this is not a happy day for, all the bad guys in the world. Because these jets are coming your way. And the one thing I want to tell Peter is thank you to President Trump for rebuilding our military, restoring our military, paying our people more, giving them the best equipment on the planet to fight wars that we can't afford to lose. But today is a celebration of our allies. The jets made here in Greenville will go to our allies. And the one thing I've learned about this war we're in, that I want to keep it over there so it doesn't come here. I don't want to fight it alone. I want to fight it with partners. So to the workforce here, the jets that you're building here in Greenville will go into the hands of American allies that will make America safer. That's a great way to make a living. God bless you all.
Please welcome to the stage Assistant to the President of the United States and Director of Trade and Manufacturing Policy, Dr. Peter Navarro.
Indeed, really great to be here. And my two favorite folks from South Carolina to see up at the White House, and I see them often, Governor Master and Senator Graham. The only problem is they're always asking me for stuff, but I try to give it. You know how that works. I had the opportunity to come here early this morning, take a tour of the plant. Now, even though I love all this hardware, the thing that I'm going to take away and take back to the White House is the time I spent with the workers, about an hour in a little round table. What I got from that is a beautiful sense of community, teamwork, commitment. I think that what we share in common at the White House, my job is not a job, it's a mission. I think that I got the same sense from all of you out there that this is a mission for your country as well as a way to feed your family and help your community. So I would salute you for all of that. The thing I want to tell you about, I don't want to brag on President Trump, but I do want to say this, that this ribbon cutting actually would not have happened without the strong advocacy of your Lockheed leadership and the strong leadership of President Trump. When I got to the White House in early 2017, I got a rather frantic call from one of the Lockheed folks saying that the F-16 line was actually in jeopardy of going dark in Fort Worth if we weren't able to move forward with these arms sales. I went to the President. He said, fix it. Do it in Trump time, which means right away. And as a result, in September of 2017, we were able to consummate that deal with Bahrain for 16 aircraft, over $1 billion sale. And at that point, that's when this ribbon cutting began. Because at that point, Lockheed made the decision to open this production line here, 400 employees here, 1,100 in the state. Didn't hurt Texas, because what Texas was able to do is expand its F-35 production line. So it was good for this country, good for this community. And the President's theme is economic security, is national security. So when we are able to do a ribbon cutting like this, great jobs, great wages for this community, but it also strengthens our alliances around the world. So I thank each and every one of you for your mission here, and I congratulate Lockheed. I congratulate the political infrastructure here in South Carolina, which is so tremendously effective at advocacy in Washington, D.C. Thank you very much.
Please welcome to the stage United States Congressman William Timmons.
These lights are very bad, by the way. So it is an honor to be here before you today. I've only been in Congress for 100 days. I'm not going to take credit for any of it. I'm going to thank the people that deserve thanking. That's President Trump, first and foremost. Without him, this would not be possible. Senator Graham, Senator Scott, the rest of the South Carolina congressional delegation, we all couldn't be more pleased at this growth here in Greenville at Lockheed. And the F-16 is going to be such an asset to our national defense. The National Defense Strategy has three components. One of those components is building alliances across the world. And y'all are doing that here, and I just want to thank you for that, and know that we will support you for many years to come. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage from the U.S. Air Force, Colonel Anthony Walker.
So first off, I'd like to say it's an honor to be here and give a few remarks on behalf of the F-16 System Program Office. Now, today is an exciting moment in history. Now, who'd have thought that when that first F-16 rolled off the production line over 40 years ago in Texas, the F-16 would still be in its twilight. And we're not slowing down, but we're ever expanding. What started as a day-only, air-to-air, lightweight fighter is so much more. The F-16 of today has the latest radar and weapons. And moreover, Lockheed was even able to squeeze more life out of the airplane and give us about 12,000 flight hours, about 50% more flight hours than would normally happen in USAF. Now, I might be a little bit biased because I work with F-16s every day, but we all know that F-16 is the backbone of the United States Air Force. Now, of all the fighter aircraft in the Air Force, F-16 comprises about 48% of them, just to give you a perspective of it. And even the world's premier aerial demonstration team, the Thunderbirds, flies the F-16s. But being the lead for foreign military sales and selling things to our partner nations, what I'm most proud of is that when that first F-16 rolled the production line in Texas, our leaders had the foresight of looking at making sure that we're not the only ones with these valuable airplanes, but also having other partner nations there. So we started off as a USAF in about 4 nations, has expanded to about 26 to 28 different nations, flying this F-16 aircraft, and about 1,950 airplanes around the world, with more coming down the line. Can't wait for them, those other countries to join our F-16 family. Now, as I said earlier, this is an exciting time for the F-16 program, and Greenville, you're making it happen. With all the interest and all the potential customers lining up, I hope that in 40 years, we'll think back to this day as when the F-16 was in its twilight and is in its second wind. Now, as I close, I want to leave you with something. You know, since the F-16 costs less to operate than any other USAF fighter, the Thunderbirds fly the F-16s, about half of the USAF fighters or F-16s, and over 26 different countries fly F-16s around the world. We have a saying back at work, you know, it kind of started in the boxing world, but we kind of use it here in the F-16s. And it is, the F-16 is pound for pound the best fighter around. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for a short video.
more jobs, more development. That's what makes this area great.
Our state is growing, modernizing. It's the economic boost from companies that has made that possible.
I'm proud to live here, and I am proud of the things we built here.
Building the F-16 Viper. It's the most advanced F-16 in the world. When you go out and you talk to the legislative members, or you meet somebody on the street and say, hey, you know, we're building the F-16 here in Greenville, and they're like, wow, really?
I'm retired Air Force, 26 years, F-16, maintenance, Charlotte Air Force Base. Just new endeavors here. We're excited about it.
We've spent a lot of time down in Columbia with the state delegation, and I would tell you they're just super excited, and their excitement just even excites us even more.
I think it's a real big deal. For the longest time, the only aerospace work we had was Lockheed with their depot in Greenville, and it, based on the type of work they did, would be a contract. It would go up and down and the like, and that was good. It was good work for our folks. The F-16 coming in, however, opens a whole new door.
It brings in a lot of other industry. Keeping industry growing here in South Carolina, keeping our people employed, that's what's going to make our state drive forward. I mean, we're coming into being a manufacturing powerhouse as a state.
Not the first time we've moved a production line to another location, but be able to reach back to Fort Worth. All that knowledge is still there. It's 40 years of knowledge of building F-16, still there for us to reach back and touch, and we do it on a daily basis.
You know, if you think about where we sit today in Greenville in South Carolina, just not too far down the road, you got Shaw Air Force Base, the largest F-16 fighter wing. You've got McIntyre, who have a very good relationship with. When you think of South Carolina, you obviously will be thinking F-16 going forward.
I would hope this would demonstrate pretty clearly that we're capable of building this kind of sophisticated plane here, and maybe we'll have sophisticated military aircraft here for a long time to come.
You kind of look out into the future, and when that first aircraft flies away, it would just bring you goosebumps, and you'd be like, wow, we built that. We built that here in South Carolina.
I was there for first cars. I've been there for first commercial airliners, and you can bet I'll be there for the first F-16.
I don't even know how I'm going to react. I don't know, I may take the rest of the week off.
At this time, please welcome the official party to the stage for the ceremonial ribbon cutting. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. At this time, we ask the official party to make their way to the F-16 cockpit demonstrator. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for celebrating this event with us.